The midway point of the season will bring us out to the Granite State for the running of the Sylvania 300 at the New Hampshire International Speedway. Last week at Indy, Dylan Murray earned a much-needed fourth win of the season, and followed that up with a nice lap in qualifying earlier this morning, as it is a gorgeous day for a race. See Kevin Harvick turning laps in happy hour as he makes his way onto the racetrack. We make it out to the 1 mile located here in New Hampshire. We look for guys like Kurt Busch and Matt Kenseth to be strong today, but the 2002 winner may show those guys a thing or two. Let's go trackside.
Welcome to New Hampshire International Speedway in Loudon for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Sylvania 300. What can we expect to see today, Barney?
This is a tough track for a lot of drivers. These long straights allow the cars to build up a lot of speed before some hard braking going into the flat corners.
The NBC car has covered the spectrum in the last two races, going from a back-of-the-pack finish to a win last week.
That win last week sure gave them back their confidence as a team. They had just been needing that after a bad race they had.
Bernie Sadler has had some bad luck the last two races.
I believe they've got a good chance to turn their luck around right here. These guys have been working extra hard this week, and I think it just may pay off for them in the end.
Martin always seems to come up just a little short in the championship battle.
He's been the Winston Cup runner-up 4 times now, and for a guy this competitive, that has to hurt. But every year, he's right back in the hunt, and eventually his number will come up.
Start for the day. And here's the starting lineup for the race. Tony Stewart, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will be starting from the number 2 spot. Starting in row 2 will be the DuPont Chevrolet and the Rubbermaid Sharpie Ford. In row 3 are the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and the Dale Jr. Chevrolet. In row 4 are the DeWalt Power Tools Ford and the Team Rusty Dodge. Rounding out the top 10 starting spots are the Stacker 2 Dodge and the Sterling Marlin Dodge. The 6th row has the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet and the Alltel Dodge. In row 7 are the Tide Pontiac and the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge. Starting the race from row 8 are the Motorcraft Ford and the U.S. Army Pontiac. And in row 9 are the O2 car and the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. Starting in row 10 will be the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge and the Citgo Ford. In row 11 are the Lowe Chevrolet and the Caterpillar Dodge. In row 12 are the Granger Ford and the M&M's Ford. Row 13 finds the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the UPS Ford. The 14th row has the Valvoline Pontiac and the America Online Chevrolet. In row 15 are the Pfizer Ford and the Target Dodge. Starting the race from row 16 are the Kodak Maxfield Pontiac and the Georgia Pacific Dodge. Row 17 has the Net Zero Pontiac and the 57 car. Starting at row 18 will be the Kellogg Chevrolet and the Cheerios Dodge. In row 19 are the Dr. Pepper Dodge and the Fam Racing Dodge. In row 20 are the Haviland Dodge and the Hooters Ford. Back in row 21, we have the Pennzoil Chevrolet and the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. And rounding out the field is the Motorband Ford.
75 laps today at the New Hampshire International Speedway. Dylan Merwin and Tony Stewart on the pole. Last time we were at a flat track that was probably the closest to this was out at Richmond just a few months ago. Earnhardt Jr. was fast there. He starts 6th. Michael Waltrip starting in 5th. He's enjoyed a very solid season so far. Currently, he is the second driver highest in points, but what's really shocking, Jimmy Johnson does not have a win yet this year. He's got a long way to go. Starting all the way back in the 12th row today, or 11th row, I'm sorry. Starting 21st this afternoon. We're about to find out. Pace car is off. Tony Stewart, Dylan Merwin leading down. We are racing here at Indy, or Loudon. Already they're fanning out 3 wide in the back of the pack. Michael Waltrip looking to take the second spot from Dylan. Dylan shuts the door on him, and Merwin will lead the first lap. Merwin got a little free there off of 2, and it looks like Waltrip will take the lead. Does Stewart follow him? Looks like he does. Waltrip is on point. Stewart looking to take second. Tried looking under Mikey for the lead. Same situation he had at Sonoma with Gordon. Luckily, Waltrip gets the spot. Dylan is wicked tight as he's fallen all the way to 3rd and is under attack by Kurt Busch. And they're 3, 4 wide everywhere. They're all over the place at this track, which is very unusual. Tony Stewart back to the point. And it looks like he's going to fall behind Waltrip. Merwin will fall behind Waltrip and just let him run for a bit. And Dylan will slam on the brakes going back down into turn 1. Because that's probably the only way he can handle it this track, is he is wicked loose. Judging by the way he's run so far, he is loose all over, man. Tony Stewart has assumed the lead.
27.
Waltrip at the block. Merwin under Waltrip. And Merwin will set his sights on Stewart for the race lead. I gotta tighten this car up. Good God.
27, 35. Okay, let's get after these guys now. Leaders right in front of you.
Dylan Merwin is wickedly tight in that 64 car. Comes down in front of Stewart. Neck and neck for the lead going into 3. Looks like Dylan will take the spot. Barely on Stewart. Stewart looks to the inside. Dillon gets the run off the corner, coming to the line. Murway will lead this lap. And throw a big block on Tony. Contact. Murway almost got spun off of the bumper of smoke. And then Murway gets back going, falling all the way to the third spot. Earnhardt Jr. has made his way to fifth. Fifth ahead of Busch and Harvick. Waltrip looks under the inside of Stewart for the lead, and Waltrip will take the top spot. Murway will get a runoff 4 side by side at the line. Waltrip barely led that lap. Murway comes in front of Waltrip. Waltrip looking to the inside. And Waltrip is still there. Dillon's going to throw a bit of a block. Completely miss. Somehow still keep the lead coming through 3 and 4. Waltrip may have has the inside lane. Move Dillon to the point here at New Hampshire. Oh, Murway way wide in turn 1. You can move Michael Waltrip to the point. Waltrip went winless last season. He's looking to he's had a very strong car. He should have hit a shot. It really should have won Talladega, but I guess pit strategy really got the best of the 15 bunch. Waltrip to the low side, Dillon up top. So far, they're seeming to pull away from Stewart and Jr. Murway to the outside, neck and neck. Into the line, and I think Murway is going to have this spot going into turn 1. He does. Waltrip crosses underneath. Dillon moves up the racetrack. Junior has moved to third. Oh, whoa. Bit of a moment there with Murway and Waltrip. Mirror driving. Oh, boy. Wow, we are wicked loose. Dylan Murway's hit the brakes. Hit the brakes going to the corner, and his car snapped loose under him. Because he's really got to move his line. No way your car should be that loose on lap 15. Here in this first stage of the race. Dylan Murway is your race leader. He's opening up slowly over Tony Stewart. And now Dylan Murway begins to pull away.
Go easy on those Eagles, driver. Keep it smooth, just like that.
Murway continuing to pull away. Looks like we do have a straggler towards the back of the pack. "17 laps complete. Bill Elliott has made his way into the top 5. A little over 2 seconds there. We do have a car at the back of the field that is currently creeping through 3 and 4. Don't know if it's a back marker or somebody with a blown motor, but that looks kind of interesting.
27, 28. Good lap. Keep hitting those marks.
As Dylan Murway continues to pull away, we might see some green flag stops in the next lap or two, 4 or 5 laps.
27-21.
Murray pulling away from Tony Stewart. Waltrip has fallen into third after starting fifth. He's spent a lot of time out front today. The 15 team has early on. Out front, Dylan Murray is continuing to make his presence known, I guess. 19 laps complete. Just began lap 20 this afternoon. Got a one-lap car at the back of the field that is the 26. Looking like he might be told by NASCAR to park it very shortly if he doesn't get his speed going, because he is well off the pace.
27-72. That's what I'm talking about. Nice lap.
And I mean, wow, look, he's not even trying at this point. And I don't think there's a problem on the 26. He's well out of the groove. He'll probably be falling a lap down here very shortly. Stewart got kicked out of the groove by Waltrip, and Stewart falls to fourth. Moved Waltrip to second, but he's got about 4 seconds to catch Dylan Murray.
Don't push your fuel too far. Smart time. Number 22 wants to get by you. Clear.
Gets by Kevin Grubb, puts him a lap down in the 26 Dr. Pepper Dodge.
27-57. Whoa, that was a quick lap.
23 laps complete. You're in the Sylvania 300. Michael Waltrip, Tony Stewart, and Dylan Murray have been your fastest drivers today. Sterling Marlin has moved into the top 5. And it looks like the next slow car up ahead might be either Kevin LePage or Stanton Barrett, unclear which. As Kenny Wallace, slow car up ahead. Wallace falls out of the race, heading to pit road now.
27-59. Nice job.
First third of the race is complete. Dylan Murray is led probably the last 10 laps. Michael Waltrip, Tony Stewart have all taken turns out front. And Dylan Murray continues to make up some time. He's already lapped lapped a couple cars. He's got Kevin LePage, who's also doing the same thing. He's
Smart time. Easy, man. Now he's going to be coming for us. Smart
oh, I'm
time.
sure.
He's been talking about you on the radio. Still
That
there.
was for Indy. Yeah, I think that was the message there. Dylan getting into Kevin LePage. That one was for Indy. And we still got another car. Someone else was smoking. Tony Stewart has fallen out of the top 5. Wow. Tony Stewart is sitting on pit road as we speak. The 20 Dodge was an orange car. You can move Jimmy Johnson up to 4th. So this means, as of right now, Dylan Murray may have just taken the regular season points lead from Tony Stewart.
He's looking to settle the score.
Murray and Kevin LePage near each other. Oh, LePage to pit road. Dylan Murray has to pit.
29-35.
Hit right here. Out of turn 2. Man, that got tight. We ran the first third of the race under green. Dylan Murray begins his journey to his pit stall.
And rolling exciting racing on the track. The crew that get here in 4th and 6th
So it looks like little green flag stops. Another pit crew mistake. Imagine that. Dylan Miller comes out 10th, 1 lap down. Right in front of the 40 car Sterling Marlin. Jeff Gordon and Bill Elliott have come to pit road. Gordon is your race leader. So Kurt Busch is scored as your race leader as of right now. Murway is to the outside of LePage. LePage to block. Yeah, Murway's more mad at LePage after Indy. Because, ooh boy. Because there should have been times where Dylan should have gotten crashed, and LePage should have definitely gotten crashed. By the way, Dylan Murway is taking the lead. Sterling Marlin is in second. And Marlin to the point. Murway has been all over the back of Kevin LePage. 3 wide there. Murway's on the apron. Dylan's going to pass Marlin and Waltrip both. Contact. Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson are in 4th and 5th. Move Dylan back to the point. With all this battling with Kevin LePage holding up Dylan Murway, that has brought Waltrip back into the conversation here. Waltrip to the point, and LePage lets him go. We got Sterling Marlin back here in 3rd. Oh, into the wall goes. Oh, and a big hit. Murway just ran Kevin LePage into the wall. Murway backs up, tries to stay up, and gets clobbered by Johnny Benson. Looks like Nemechek and Rudd might have had somewhat of a part in that. Got in there. So we'll see if anything what that does. And here comes Dylan Murway back down pit road. So we'll see how pit stops shake out. Dylan Murway probably is going to restart at the back if I had to guess. Came in 31st, comes out 39th. Could be some debris concerns from LePage. Waltrip is race leader as we come back to green. Murray is just, wow, he's basically using the apron here to try to pass all these cars. 3 wide there between Sadler. Debris is out. Second yellow of the afternoon. 3 wide coming to the caution flag. And it looked like it was LePage that was holding Whoa.
26, 88.
This was odd. Junior was out front. Johnson got into Marlin, and LePage was holding Waltrip up. Huh. Anyways, restart. Green flag back into the air. And Murway flying off at turn 2, 3 wide between him, Casey Mears, and Ward Burton. Murway gets up behind Craven.
27-10. Wow, you're fast.
They're 4 wide almost back there. Really curious as to why they're racing like they are.
Number 9 is outside. You two have been working well together lately. That's one more day.
And here comes Murway, 3, 4 wide. Jarrett getting into it there. And out front, it looks like Kurt Busch is your current leader. He's got Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson, Earnhardt Jr., and Sterling Marlin running out the top 5. And Jeff Green spins. Collects Kevin Harvick. The caution has come out. The race back to the yellow. Who else got in it? Jeff Green gets spun going into turn 3. Collects Kevin Harvick. Oof. Ooh. Kevin Grubb got in that. Kevin Grubb is getting beat around a lot, too. Wow. A little scary there. Green collects Harvick. Harvick gets into the wall. Mark Martin looked like he might have got a piece of that.
Time to earn your money. Those cars behind you have
Pace car is off. Green flag back into the air. And LePage turns him into the wall. Looks like there might have been another car in that. Somebody's really slowing up. But anyways, the field comes back to the caution flag. Kevin LePage finally got his payback on Dylan Murway. Finally paid back Kevin LePage. Race back to the yellow flag. Kurt Busch is your leader. Oh, what a hit. Jack Sprague T-boned him. Second crash of the day for LePage. Ooh, what a big hit. LePage came into the pits 41st. No change there. Okay, cars off. Green flag back into the air. Murway gets by Kenseth. See the 25 and Nemechek there for position. Move him up to the 14th. Jimmy Johnson moves out to the point. Side by side, 3 wide, come to the line for 8th. Murway has to get out of the gaskets in a Rusty. 3 wide, Waltrip goes low. Wow, that was scary. Almost 4 wide in the corners. And the debris is on the racetrack as they've raced to the caution flag for the 4th time this afternoon.
28-42. Keep coming. We're getting there. The leader's got you by 2 seconds.
Let the drama continue here at Indy. Or at Loudon. We're at Loudon. So Jimmy Johnson has taken 2 positions. Tony Stewart has lost 4 in the regular season point standings rush. Green flag back into the air. Ooh, Marlin got loose in 1. In turn 1 there. They seem to sort things out. Oh, Marlin and Rudd going at it. They're up ahead for 7. Oh, Newman slams the wall. Newman slams the wall. They're 3 wide, multiple rows, multiple positions. Kevin Grubb is currently holding up Jimmy Johnson and Kevin LePage. And out front, Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, and Jeff Burton going for the win here at Loudon. Whoa. Jeff Burton falls to 3rd. Looks like LePage and Dylan Murway. This saga ain't over, I think, between him and the 57. Kurt is there. Grubb continues to fall out of contention. Get to the line. There will be 15 laps to go. Or 16, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dylan Murway hit a bad entrance there to the corner. Ooh. There's LePage, Dylan Murway, Matt Kenseth. Kenseth battling with Murway for 8th. Murway into the wall. And a huge hit.
There sure were a lot of cautions in this one.
Well, it was definitely a busy day for the Pontiac pace car driver. I really don't know why we had so many. Just one of those races, I guess.
The 64 car went backwards after a top 10 start.
Boy, what a letdown that must be. I think we all expected a better run from that car.
The 64 car now has one less friend in the garage area.
That certainly looks that way. I'm not sure who started everything, but it should be fun to watch over the next couple of races to see what develops.
This has been NASCAR Winston Cup Racing, brought to you by EA Sports and MRN. Next up is Kansas.
Thursday night, under the lights. Wow. What a hit. Murway came down the track and just drilled Ryan Newman. And somehow that didn't get Kevin Harvick. Anyway. Kevin LePage has won this race. Kevin LePage and Kevin Grubb finished 1-2. Bizarre ending to this race has scored Kevin LePage as the winner. That depends. We'll check where he's at. Is he running all the races this year? If so, and he's inside the top 30, it was the same situation last year with Frank Kimmel. Same situation, unfortunately. If he's in the top 30 and is running all the races, Kevin LePage is in the chase. But he's got to make it to Daytona. So here's the top 5 anyway. Kevin LePage wins today at Loudon. Kevin Grubb finishes 2nd. Sterling Marlin finishes 3rd. Evan Harvick finishes 4th. Ricky Rudd finishes 5th. Jerry Nadeau finishes 6th. Jeff Gordon finishes 7th. Dale Jr. finishes 8th. Rusty Wallace finishes 9th. And Bobby Labonte runs out in the top 10. Okay. Few drivers that fell out of the race: Dylan Murway, Tony Stewart, and Kenny Wallace. We'll check to see where the point standings have everything shaking out. So we'll see this there. Dylan Murway falls to 6th. Good Lord. So a lot of interesting things happened with Kevin LePage winning this race. Jeff Gordon, of all people, have taken the regular season points lead as it just really opened up. Basically, the entire top 6 are separated by 42 points. Dale Jr., and Jimmy Johnson are tied. So we'll check Kevin LePage, see where he's at. So Steve Park is 30th in points. He's got a 13-point gap over Joe Nemechek. Kevin LePage is being scored in 38th. He has made 18 starts. As we head into race 19 at Kansas on this coming Thursday night. If Kevin LePage can start rattling off a ton of wins, he will make it in the playoffs. Anyway, Dylan Murway won the pole, led the most laps. Kevin Grubb, of all people, passed the most cars. Dylan Murway had the fastest lap. Kevin Grubb was the best rookie, and Jerry Nadeau made the best pass. Kevin Grubb just barely got on the Rookie of the Year point sheet with this win. 10 pulls for Dylan Murway. Dodge has officially earned 100 points on the season, with this being Dodge's 4th win, because Ward Burton, Ryan Newman, and Rusty Wallace have all seen victory lane this year. And Dylan Murway is still the lap champion. 35 drivers have led laps this year. The 5 that have led the most, Dylan Murway, Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Matt Kenseth, and Tony Stewart. What really surprises me, and probably surprises you heading into this point of the year, Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick have not seen victory lane. The 2 drivers that started up front in the 2002 Daytona 500 have not reached victory lane this year. If we're going off the NASCAR 2003 season, Harvick won at Bristol, and Jimmy Johnson waited till the night race at Kansas to go to victory lane. See you Thursday night.